Thanks everyone for being here tonight and celebrating this wonderful wedding day for Chase and Connor. I'd first like to say thanks to Chris and Leslie Niceley for welcoming Chase into their family and for raising one of the most outstanding young men I've ever met. I know you're very proud of Connor, and you should be. I'm proud of Connor too. I've told people many times if I were to make a list of all the things I'd want in a son-in-law, Connor would check all the boxes, and I'm so thankful for God leading him to my daughter. Chris and Leslie, you've been great parents, and I'm so happy Chase will have you in her life. Again, thank you. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank my wonderful wife, Christy. You have no idea how hard she's worked to make today a very special occasion. For 24 years, she's been the rock of our family, and I'm the luckiest man alive to be able to call her my wife. Christy, I love you, and thank you for all you've done and continue to do. Several months ago, many of you may have seen on Facebook where Chase and Connor created a Save the Date video, and they asked their wedding party to share a time when they knew their relationship was special, or sometimes they would call it the real thing. I enjoyed that video so much. I watched it several times, and sometimes I'd watch it and I'd laugh, and other times I'd watch it and I'd cry. For example, I loved it when Trey said he gave Chase some advice on the first date and said, "Chase, if Connor pays for the date, it's the real thing." I laughed out loud when my nephew Zeke said he knew it was the real thing when Papa asked Connor to pray at Thanksgiving dinner one year. But he didn't know if Connor was really hungry or if he always prayed that fast. I shed a tear when Gammon said he knew it was the real thing when people stopped saying Chase and Gammon and started saying Chase and Connor. As I watched the video, it caused me to start thinking of when did I know Chase and Connor's relationship was special? And I can't recall one day or one moment when I knew, but I knew when I started to feel it. I started to recognize the way they looked at each other and the way they spoke to each other. It's then when I realized that they had developed a heart of charity toward each other, and I knew it was special. Connor, I know you know how much Chase means to me and her mother. She's our only daughter. As a matter of fact, she's the only granddaughter on both sides of the family. She's been influenced by three of the most important women in my life, which happen to be the three most important women in her life too. That's her mother, her Nana, and her Mama. Connor, do you have any idea what that means? It means Chase has had the best role models she could ever have. It means she'll always put family first and love them unconditionally, and Lord help anyone that wrongs them. She'll always believe in you, and she'll always help you. The women in Chase's life have set the example, and they mean the world to her. Chase has also been influenced by me, her papa, and Kenny, who's smiling down on us tonight from heaven. Connor, I'm not sure you know what that means, but it means Chase might be a little competitive, and she believes winning is very important. And she'll believe you'll win too. I'm not talking about just a game. I mean everything. She'll encourage you and motivate you to compete and to win. The men in Chase's life love her dearly, and they may or may not have spoiled her. In the short time we had Kenny, he probably spoiled her more than anybody. And Connor, I've heard her say many times that you remind her of Kenny, and you must know that's a great compliment. Chase has been influenced by her twin brother, Gammon, someone that shared the same number of days with her, and they share a lot more than just a birthday. They've always had each other, and only a twin can understand the bond between them. I know you know how special their relationship is. I've observed you understanding of that. And I know you and Gammon will support each other as you both start law school at UK in a few weeks. Finally, Chase has been influenced by her Heavenly Father. And I know this is one of the things that attracted you to Chase, and your faith is one of the things that attracted Chase to you. Very few young people display their love of Christ like the two of you do, and I admire you and I love you for that. Chase, you'll always be my favorite daughter and my blue-eyed angel. You've brought so much joy to our lives over the years, and to this day we continue to say things like, "I told you last year," when you meant to say, "I told you that before." Or if we pay a high price for something and the value's just not there, we'll chuckle sometimes and say, "Well, we got cheated off." Your mother and I are so proud of the accomplishments you've had and the quality friends you've made, many who are here tonight. But the thing we're most proud of is who you are. And we're proud of the young man you've chosen to be by your side in your next step of life's journey. There's no doubt in my mind that God was at work when the two of you met, and He has led you to this point. As I mentioned earlier, I knew your relationship was special when I started to witness that you both had developed a charitable heart toward one another. I also know that you both know 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is considered the love chapter in the Bible. And I got to tell you, I like the King James version of that chapter more than the more modern versions, because instead of using the word love, the King James version uses the word charity. The earliest versions of the Bible use the Greek word agape. And I think it's very important to understand that that is a deeper meaning of love. It's a selfless love, a love for the other more than oneself. It's caring more about your partner's needs and desires more than your own. Yeah, you're going to mess this up from time to time, but you both must be willing to forgive. I've heard it said before that a marriage is a union of two forgivers, and forgiveness begins with a charitable heart. Connor, I also mentioned earlier that Chase was my blue-eyed angel, and for about 18 years I've had a picture of Chase in my office. Every time I looked at it, it reminded me that she was my blue-eyed angel. Tonight, I want to give you that picture so it can remind you that she is my blue-eyed angel, but she can be yours too. I love you both dearly, and as long as I live, I'll be here for you. Thank you.